Rainbow Six Siege X 2025 before you buy.
We're back with another episode of Before You Buy, the show where we give you some straight up gameplay and our first impressions of the latest games releasing. It's been a long 10 years since the original release of Rainbow Six Siege, a multiplayer shooter with a core gameplay mode so good, it's kept a community of players coming back for literally a decade.
Yeah, so the thing with Siege is that it is such a unique FPS because you can manipulate walls, one-shot headshot mechanic, there's no jumping, and there's like 1,000 gadgets that you kind of you have to get used to. But when you do, the learning gap goes it skyrockets.
And Siege just released its biggest update yet, an update that adds a new gameplay mode and a bunch of tweaks that have an infamously picky community divided. Is Rainbow Six Siege X better than ever? Is it harder to say than ever? Absolutely. Or has Ubisoft's sweaty online shooter fumbled after a decade of service? Hi folks, it's Falcon, and today on Game Ranks, we're checking out Rainbow Six Siege X to see whether it's worth buying in 2025. We can answer that question.
Okay, I will say, yes, it's one of the biggest updates Siege has had. Siege X was mainly promoted around Dual Front, and I don't think Dual Front is what Siege is like, what keeps players around, and that's the biggest thing. They put so much promotion into the game to show people Dual Front.
Right now, because Rainbow Six Siege X is totally free to play in a way that doesn't feel as predatory as it could, we have to recommend not buying it so you can experience the starting stuff first. There's so many operators, maps, weapon loadouts, tutorials to play through. It feels like purchasing anything is kind of jumping the gun. Rainbow Six Siege gives you quick match, unranked, and dual front modes for free. And while the website doesn't go into the details, you'll start with over a dozen operators unlocked, every single map available, and deathmatch mode once you do some leveling up. There's also a custom mode to play with your own set of rules, so it's not like Ubisoft is being stingy. You can earn enough in-game currency to purchase extra operators pretty early as well. Took a few hours of playing for us to have enough in-game funny money called Renown to buy 4 more operators.
I don't know how that is currently now with how players have to be, but I feel like Renown is really hard to get when you're a beginner. I don't know if anyone's maybe leveled up alt account, but getting Renown to buy at least maybe 5 DLC from year 1 is going to take you maybe a month or 2 to get a couple of new characters. So maybe it's good, but I don't think anyone's actually going to spend R6 credits, but I feel like maybe Renown should be a little bit easier to get. But they do make it so it's cheaper to buy them more.
Operators. Not a bad deal for a game that's totally free, but you may still want to plop down money if you really care about Siege, and we'll explain that later. As a total beginner to Siege, the first hours are absolutely overwhelming because the game stacks on tutorial missions, tooltips, story videos, and battle pass advertisements.
Yes, dude. Oh my god. It's yes, I'm glad they're helping new players learn the game, but when you're flooding them with all this extra lore, also all this extra training grounds that has nothing to do with actual map knowledge unless they load into a training ground themselves, but it's you have to pick the map, and I feel like it could be a little bit harder at times. But yeah, it's anyone who plays Siege past maybe gold or silver, I feel doesn't really use this mode as much. Maybe some people do, but they just hop right in the game or they play TDM.
Of course, the developers actually provide a pretty comprehensive set of tutorials to get you started, including optional extra map exploration modes that specifically teach you the landmarks for every map. Is useful when matches can last less than 5 minutes.
Okay, this is just kind of a question out there, just an open question. Does anybody actually play Siege versus AI when you have the option to play up against real players in TDM?
That's for sure.
Or quick match?
Some of these maps do get confusing pretty fast, and exploration isn't really encouraged when you're on a tight time limit to defuse or defend a bomb. But the game does a great job of easing new players into the basics without holding your hand too much. You can choose to ignore all the tutorials if you're a veteran, but we're complete noobs. The only thing this game doesn't do is recommend what operators to choose.
Whoa! Yo, who's playing this?
That would be helpful because there's just so many of them. The sheer number and variety of different characters is both a blessing and a curse. all the heroes with unique
The bots
gadgets
teabag you?
guarantee you have plenty of different strats to experiment with, but you'll also need to memorize what these weirdos can do. Some of the premium DLC operators, which cost more in-game currency than others, also seem way better than your bog standard starting characters. There's truly devious
Oh my god, this is a pet peeve I have with skins in this game, but it's Siege skins, unless they're like from Battle Pass or maybe a handful of Alpha packs, the rest are they're just like a blur. They're all just green and blue. I don't even know if green's still a thing in the game, but they're all just like stock generated camos. You know what I mean? So I just feel like there's really no like uniqueness to want to no scarcity to actually want to use them.
Operators here as well. There's one-way mirrors, giant shields, deployable drones. There's so much to learn here. And even having said all that, we don't feel this is a pay-to-win.
Bro, this guy's
situation.
sense is so high.
It gets dangerously close for some of the more expensive operators, but the basic starter operators can be really useful too. One early unlockable operator
60
deploys
FOV
armor to your allies to collect. In our games, that extra bit of armor turned out.
Bro, the biggest kryptonite I feel like they'll make players so much better is higher the FOV and lower their sense.
Be a total game changer. You have your hands full memorizing the gadgets, the guns, the operator abilities. It's just a baffling amount of information. And it wasn't uncommon for us as not experienced players. You know, it's not like I've never played Rainbow Six Siege, but like it's also not one of my regulars. But it wasn't uncommon for new gadgets that we've just never seen before to pop up, and we just don't know what to do with them. In a game that has no single player to ease you in, like a single tutorial mission against a brain-dead AI, you're thrown in the deep end fast. Sink or swim, Ubisoft says, and you're gonna sink in the early game.
Yeah, I think that's what makes the learning curve so hard, is that you're just thrown in, even if you're a new player, you're thrown into people who have possibly played weeks, months, or even years ahead of you. And it's kind of hard for a true skill-based matchmaking, but I mean, obviously, you can only do so much to control that.
And for sure. That's one of the big reasons to buy the Elite or Ultimate Editions, the unlockable operator.
Dude, who is playing this game? Yo.
Operators are very good. Unlocking more operators with more options. It's a pretty good incentive to slap down some cash. Hey, speaking of slapping,
hey, he's a new player.
It's
fine. He's a new player.
Very many of you, relatively speaking, have slapped the subscribe button. I mean, there's a lot of you. It's like 8.3 million people who have subscribed to this here channel, but
hey, if we get my main channel to 1 million subscribers, I would shave my head. I've decided.
Those people understand that's the easiest way to see new Game Ranks videos all the time, and they miss way less of them. So you should join them, 8.3 million strong, and subscribe. But anyway, like I was saying.
Bro, I miss the cinematics of the old ones, like with old operators that like gave them a badass like higher than this more CGI trailers. Oh, those are sick. Now we have like anime.
I wouldn't call this a pay-to-win situation because the shooting is kind of the great equalizer in this game compared to faster-paced games like Call of Duty, and that's by design. Rainbow Six is a tactical shooter that rewards smart play as much as twitchy shooting skills. So the best gadgets in the world aren't going to save you from a bullet to the noggin or a smartly placed countermeasure. Sometimes the great gadget can be rendered totally useless, making it not so great at all, actually. Because every session in Siege does play out differently, you know? Your operators change the way you approach an objective. You can use breaching charges that destroy fortified walls.
Yeah, even though we play on the same map all the time, and like same bomb sites, the same 4 bomb sites, there's just like so many different ways you can attack it and defend it. And the site setups, the rooms that you take, you could kill people in different positions because everyone can be in a different spot every single time. There's not like you have map control PowerPoints, but that's why I love so much about this game is that like it's more than just okay, oh, they're pushing that the other bomb site. All right, let's just flank. Just flank. But here it's like you can flank from anywhere on the map because you can make holes. I love that.
Or hammers that quickly smash through wooden walls, or launch drones that mark enemy locations. A well-hidden drone can change the outcome of a match completely, and using tools to spot and destroy those drones is really essential for defenders. It's an incredible little system, and the main attack and defend game mode, it's been popular over a decade for a very good reason. It's just really fun. It's an enhanced version of the bombing missions from Counter-Strike. Destroying certain walls, setting up defenses, smartly breaching through those defenses is really tense, and it's really rewarding.
Yeah, bomb has been the most.
Each session takes only a few minutes, and you do die very quickly. Death is permanent per round, so you won't be respawning until your team is wiped.
I heard this a lot, but Varsity said that they should bring back hostage and secure area for ranked. And they said to make it optional. Now, even if it is optional, where does your MMR and your rank go to? Are we going to have 3 separate ranks for secure area and, you know, all the other ones, or is it all going to be the same one? I mean, we've seen Siege where they gradually just kind of like mix everything together, like how rank 2.0 was. So it's not the craziest idea if we brought hostage and secure area into the same rank as bomb, because bomb is going to be probably harder, but the amount of people who would TK the hostage and secure areas is just so small, unless they make it into 2 rooms, but then that would literally just be bomb at that point. So yeah, I mean, there's always unranked and all that stuff you can play it too, but yeah, I could see it kind of working, but obviously that's more of a thing that devs need to do rather than just thinking on the spot. Thank you for the 5 months,
the enemies are down. Fans swear by this mode because all those factors, the destructibility, the gadgets, the surveillance, the shooting, they make something that's really magical and unpredictable. The only thing you'll be able to predict is campers hiding in corners, but that's the nature of the game. This is a game that definitely rewards camping. You'll often find multiple defenders clustered in a corner laying on their bellies. This is where a simple frag grenade really comes in.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, what the fuck? There's 3 people in one corner. Jesus. But yeah, like, a lot of people complain, oh my god, I hate when people sit in corners. It's like gold's unpredictable, silvers. But like, anywhere around them can counter them. A fuse charge, opening the wall behind them, floor banging, just legit drone and swinging him too.
No matter how many special operators those guys have, if they're blown up by one of those. You can also shoot enemies in their exposed feet, which is a pretty funny way to eliminate opponents. But also, Rainbow Six Siege adds a lot more to the map.
Yeah, shooting them in their
feet. They give you more
It's
things to
funny.
shoot. It's just interesting. Controversially, X adds more hazards to the map.
Yeah, you're just like a walking hitbox versus just like a person running into a building.
Fire extinguishers,
Like shooting someone through a
one
drone
shot,
hole is
generate
like so
like
funny.
a plume of white smoke that blocks vision, and these, they can't be moved. There's also steam pipes that shoot fire or eventually explode when shot. The jets of flame create damaging barriers that can do a good job scaring off attackers. These hazards are a fun, ultimately inconsequential addition, but we do understand why they're pissing off veteran players. There are areas of a map where attackers can activate smoke grenades on a whim. In our experience, these hazards really only play an accidental part. Most of the time, they're pretty ignorable and are ignored. If you really, really don't like them as a defender, just shoot them during the prep phase. I mean, you're going to shoot so much other stuff anyways. Why not? And that's another detail totally new to Siege X. All the maps have been upgraded with new, more detailed graphics. The layouts are the same, but the textures are sharper. Everything just looks better.
I will say those are a nice touch. And I don't know if I would prefer a lighting rework to be along with just overall map rework. Like I heard Fortress is the next actual map rework, not just a lighting adjustment. So I think it would be nice if they could combine both of those into one. I don't know how long that would take, but that way we can make more room for like newer maps and newer content rather than finding a different way to play the same thing 5 times in a row before we fucking make a new thing, you know? But also, if they plan on making this game last for 10 years, they're gonna find ways to like recycle or like retouch things they've worked on and see if there's any opportunities from there.
So there's no doubt it's clearly well optimized in the last
Night
10
maps,
years.
yes, back.
It's
Yes or no,
very
chat, for
worth
night maps.
commending
Come back.
when games like Call of Duty just get more and more bloated as they slather on more battle pass junk. And Ubisoft isn't exactly the best publisher for keeping games alive and relatively bug-free. Siege, definitely the exception here, though. Joining a game, it's been a breeze. There's plenty of players playing right now. Matchmaking's quick. We only experienced a little lag while matchmaking, a few little hitches. Mostly the game runs really smooth, though. Joining a playlist, straightforward. You're going to be able to mess with operator customization or hop into the shooting range for practice while you're waiting, which we didn't wait for very long. Servers.
Man, there's no way this entire video is about dual front, bro. Like, dude, like I said, dual front is just not what Siege is about, in my opinion. Yeah, it's a bit of a faster pace, and maybe it might be better, like just to get them see the operator combinations. But man, this game is just so much better than. I wish they would show actual gameplay, not just
situation for Siege very strong, and that's the mode we're here for. Core Siege is the engine that keeps the game going, but the 10th anniversary updates adds a secondary mode.
But to be fair, it is a Siege X video. So.
Dual Front, the second pillar mode, I guess. Adds another layer of complexity, and it's a controversial inclusion that the community seems to have mixed feelings about. Dual Front is a 6v6 mode with two teams fighting across a much larger map, capturing points along a route to reach the enemy base. It's a much longer game mode, and you're free to select any of the operators, and you'll get respawns periodically. Each control point set up like a mini core Siege map with various floors and entry points you'll be defending.
Bro, like it just takes, I don't mean to just be mainly shitting on dual front, but bro, it just takes so long. It takes so long to play it.
Or breaching. In that way, it still feels like Rainbow Six Siege. And there's definitely something fun about seeing operators that are normally on different sides joining forces here. You have even more control over weird strategies, and the meta is evolving as we speak. If we could get into more games, maybe it'd be evolving quicker. I don't know. Core Siege definitely is quick, takes less than a minute to join. Dual Front can be a long wait when it's not peak hours, though. We don't know if that's a Ubisoft server issue or what. At least Dual Front does give more opportunities to earn kills with much less stake. A single death doesn't make or break a match. You'll have more room to play around with operators that you don't normally have.
I will say, this is probably one of the best tutorials they've made for the game, though. Teaches you a lot about site setup, droning, all that stuff. I like this a lot.
Don't use the shield without realizing it can't actually kill anybody in melee, though. Like, learn more about operators before diving in. Dual Fronts is a cool addition, even if it feels a little like a third arm. I don't know if we really need it, but it's there. And it's good. It just doesn't need to be there. And we'd say the same thing about the Battle Pass, but that's the whole reason the game.
Oh, man. Dude, I think the VIP pass was so much better than this like monthly subscription based content. Like maybe you do get a bit more content, but like the skins are just so like ununique. Like I don't remember the last time I saw a skin from the membership and be like, oh my god, I gotta get that. Or I'd rather just get the battle pass.
Game exists. Rainbow Six Siege is an engine for selling customization content. And like every modern multiplayer game, there's a battle pass with tiers you'll level up to unlock seasonal content that leaves the storefront forever if you don't start playing now. The game starts up a battle pass animated cutscene to advertise whatever's going on in the story. It doesn't matter. Trying to provide some vague characterization to a bunch of mass military people, it just doesn't matter. The battle pass feels even more unnecessary here than in games like Fortnite.
Bro, okay, I don't mean to diss on the anime trailers, but bro, if they just added a well-polished trailer for each operator, I guarantee that would be way more memorable than all this lore they're doing with it.
Where the skins are intrinsically tied to how much fun you're having. Rainbow Six Siege makes skins feel almost like intrusions in the naturally fun gameplay. And in the early stages of the game, especially right now, with so many new players jumping on, you won't see that many skins in the first place. Sure, there are Assassin's Creed guys running around, but this game is not built with immersion breaking in mind. Even with alternate skins, most of the characters look like tier 1 operators. They might be wearing a cowboy hat instead of a headset, but whatever. The skins are optional, and it's the operators that really matter. And there is over 50 of them in the game. That's the real meat of the unlockable content and why you might want to upgrade. Upgrading to the Elite or Ultimate Edition gives you more operators, period. The Elite Edition gives instant access to 16 additional operators, and Ultimate just gives you all of them. And it's honestly a steal because buying them individually does cost real money. Unlocking all of them is technically possible with in-game currency that you will earn for playing. Like, we earned enough to unlock the 1,000 renown tier characters pretty quickly, but the premium operators cost 10,000 or more, and that will take hours and hours of grinding.
Yeah, that's another thing. It's like, but at the end of the day, it's like they don't want to give all the operators to players so quickly. But I feel like that wouldn't be the worst thing too, because I guess it wouldn't give them more of an incentive at the first to start playing the game more. But I feel like, especially with so much different competition of like playing other games, if you want them to stay on Siege, and especially with Rank 2.0, if you want players to like start ranking up super fast so that way they stay on the game longer and ranked, I don't see a reason why you would just make operators a little bit easier to unlock. Because there's so many of them. The odds of a player unlocking all the operators, or at least 75% of them, is like a little bit below comp.
Just for one operator unlock. There's so many soldiers to try already that we never really felt it was necessary to get all of them. Unlock the ones you really want and forget the rest. But I mean, ultimate.
Yeah, because obviously, like, you unlock a lot of operators, but you end like most players end up just playing like a rotation of the same 5 operators, but they won't find that until they start playing different people.
Edition is always there if you really want them all, and all your progress carries over to whatever edition you purchase. There's no penalty for upgrading later, unless you want to start ranked mode right away, which is unlocked instantly in the Elite Edition. You'll have to play for a while before you really encounter the legendary
Bro, he's dead, bro.
toxic community.
Yeah, that guy just unleashed a mag on the dead body.
Negativity for a long time, just like it's trying to counter all those cheaters.
Oh.
And while we didn't encounter any cheaters, the community is ripe with reports of wall hackers.
Whoa, yo, all right, I know this guy's a new player, but that shotgun sucks.
With video proof. In our experience, players weren't too bad either, but we haven't risen up in ranked mode, to be fair. That's where the sweaty gameplay comes into full effect. Just keep in mind, if you don't like an angry dude yelling at you for picking up the wrong spawn point, you probably will encounter that. Stick to quick match if you want to keep things casual, or start verbal fistfights in ranked. Go ahead. It's whatever you want. Rainbow Six Siege has stuck around for a reason, though. It's an awesome game, full stop. The lack of any coherent story, basic hero characters, sluggish game.
Yo, this guy's, I've never seen more recoil on a shotgun ever.
These things cannot hold back the beating heart of the game. Core Siege mode is so dense and unpredictable, it deserves a platform forever. It's a game.
Holy shit, that must be so stressful as a new player. That's like equivalent to getting fused from all angles and like getting dope called and line called at the same time.
That keeps players coming back, and no other game on the market replicates it. The same day one players.
Bro, his recoil has screen shake
because it's just that much fun. If you haven't tried it yourself, there's really no reason not to. Rainbow Six Siege X is available through Steam. Doesn't require a Ubisoft account or an external launcher to start playing. Thank freaking God.
Again, I just want to say, like, if I could just like turn on a switch where everyone is off 60 FOV and turn off screen shake, that would just make the game feel so much less like in your face. You know what I mean?
You'll have essentially the entire game open to you from the start. It's kind of,
and also lower their sensitivity by like half, bro. Like, recoil would not be that hard of an issue if they weren't fucking like on the highest DPI.
If you're into tactical shooters and aren't afraid of losing matches when you learn the ropes, this is a game we easily recommend. It's among the best. But what do you think? Leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. If you're not subscribed, now's a great time to do so. We upload brand.
All right. Hey, guys, go subscribe to Gamer Ants. That was a W video. Leave a like on it. Subscribe to him. But yeah, like overall, if I had to like give my own spiel as a player who's been playing the game for 10 years for someone who's going to buy Siege X, first of all, I would say avoid dual front. Number 2, just try to unlock as many operators as you can and try different people. Don't play the same people. Also, loadouts too. Like, make sure you guys aren't picking like shotguns on attack. Pick ARs with ACOGs on attack. Tailor the game's like the choice of operators and loadouts, so that way it just makes it easier. Attacking with a shotgun is going to be infinitely harder, and like trying to shoot with a pistol and attack. But if you use an AR, you're naturally on an advantage. Same for defense. I mean, I would say ACOGs but got taken away. Don't run shotguns every round on defense, because like you're just gonna learn. It's just gonna teach you how to sit in a corner, and like also when you are defending or attacking, I want you to play more aggressive. Don't. I know this game has a one respawn limit, but the more that you can die in this game by sprinting in the site, running around the map, getting shot from an angle you didn't know about, you will learn way more than just getting fucking shot from somewhere you don't even know in sight, because you get shot from a million angles. But if you run around more on like roam, like play outside the bomb site more on defense and on attack, get in the building faster, I guarantee you will learn a lot more than someone who just tries to just pick up everything. But that's what I would say to someone who's just going to play CJX for the first time.